Good morning, y'all. How have you guys been? I just want to share with y'all what I've been up to recently. Before I start my day, I usually tidy up my bed to stop myself from going back in. Whenever I feel like cooking, my go-to breakfast items are usually scrambled eggs with cherry tomatoes. I find that it gives me enough energy to get me through the day. On days where I need an extra pick-me-up, such as today, making an iced coffee is an absolute must. And I usually just use honey or stevia as my sweetener. While I eat, I usually go on Notion to set up my daily goals for the week. I generally enter in about 2 to 3 big tasks and however many little activities I think I need to do that day, because I find it really satisfying to tick off whenever I complete even just a simple task. After breakfast, I decided to continue with my UX design course, and I'm honestly really excited for the upcoming lessons because it's now delving into building wireframes and prototypes, which I would say is definitely more up my alley. So tonight I'll be having my first class on this micro-credential web dev course that I'm currently taking, which I'm pretty stoked about because I'll actually be doing it with a group of people and a tutor in real life, which makes me more motivated to actually learn about it because I get to actually ask questions to someone who's in that field. The first class is pretty easy so far as he was just introducing basic terminologies. Also, do y'all ever just remember that Fruit Loops cereal exists? Like, I've just been eating this so much for the past few days and I'm loving it.
Yeah, so I was wondering if it matters where you put the style.
So later on in the night, we celebrated my dad's birthday at this new Filipino restaurant in our city. All of the food that we ordered was pretty good, but my favorite would have to be the sisig. Like, just look at how good that looks. Hello. I've never had a pet before, so to see this old guy by our back door was a big shock to me. It's also currently winter here, and I felt bad that we only had a towel and a can of tuna to take care of it, and I also couldn't tell if it was sick, old, or pregnant, or all of the above. So the next day, I decided to quickly go to the grocery store to get some proper cat food. Not gonna lie, when I finally got to the aisle, I just stood there for about 20 minutes just trying to decide what to get because there were so many options to choose from. So the next morning, I decided to have a quick breakfast, and can you tell I'm having a Fruit Loops phase right now. This morning was pretty chill. I just ended up finishing off some icon drawings that I've been working on to eventually sell on my future Etsy shop. I ended up making about 65 icons, which hopefully should be enough. At around noon, I decided to head back out to do some shopping and to also look for some more cat food and bed so that the cat feels more comfortable sleeping outside.
But still, there's thoughts in my mind, justifying the solace when I
As the sun sets, we decided to do some grocery shopping. We ended up buying some ingredients to make some Thai chicken salad. Also, with some ingredients that we already had, I decided to follow a very simple dressing recipe that I found on Reddit. I like salads because they're generally pretty easy to make, and you can get pretty creative with it, as you can add whatever veggies, toppings, and dressings that you like. Dinner, I do my night skincare routine. Even on days where I don't wear makeup, I always double cleanse because I tend to have an oily face, so using an oil cleanser first really helps to remove that first layer of dirt and sebum that's accumulated on my skin throughout the day.
Your face is all that matters. Oh, I'm alone in the sequence again. I know you still remember.
Night, I decided to prepare and brainstorm for my following web dev assignments. Recently, I have been using PDFelement by Wondershare, which is a very handy app for annotating notes and PDF files. Since I have a Mac, I find it really easy to transfer and manage my PDF files between my Mac and iPad. My favorite feature of PDFelement would probably be its ability to easily add different annotation types depending to your liking. I like to use a mixture between manually handwriting my notes, using their drawing tools, or using their sticky notes and call out text box features.
Far from the new you, but closer to memories.
Also, if you have made a document with tons of comments, you can easily search through them by clicking on the bookmark button on the right. I honestly wish I've discovered this app earlier, as I'm sure this would have probably saved me so much time and money when I was in uni trying to constantly print off my lecture notes and annotating them on paper. I know that a bunch of you guys are either still studying in school or in university, so I really recommend trying out this app. Wondershare PDFelement is available across many types of devices such as Windows, Mac, iOS, and Android. It is also free to try out, but do keep in mind that there will be a watermark when you try to save the documents.
I still remember.